technical difficulties. It keeps on defaulting Mr. Heath and augment.
You need to, where it comes into the highlight, you delete that.
Alright. We're already jumping into game one. Mr. Heath and augment.
Here.
And Sheik against Mr. Game & Watch, so Lime being a little bit unpredictable with the characters that he's been using, because the only real patterns they've all been green like Lime's. Oh. And Mr. Heath going for, actually, Sheik. I didn't know that Mr. Heath had a Sheik. But, ooh, very quick kill already from Mr. Heath against Lime, and Sheik gonna be at a pretty nice advantage here. And Mr. Heath actually air dodging through all, Lime dodging through all of that up tilt, both hits of it. And Lime being a little bit cheeky, trying to go for those down throws into side B, trying to get that 9. It's gonna be pretty interesting spot to be doing it from with the platform moving. And something that Mr. Heath is going to want to watch out for is the invincible head on Mr. Game & Watch's up smash. Very hard move to challenge, and you don't want to fall into that, especially with the weight that Sheik has. Up air actually going to do it. Actually, very potent move from Game & Watch in this game. That up air, just, it can get the kill off the top. It can push people so far off the top. It's pretty janky. But, however, that quick lead that Mr. Heath had gotten can still very well work into his favor, as Lime is already sitting well over 100% right now. And, ooh, very nice down air. Bouncer Fish is actually going to get picked off by Lime's down air. This patience. Lime just ducking right underneath those needles. Bouncer Fish is going to connect though, and Mr. Heath is going to take game one over Lime. So game one going to Mr. Heath. Mr. Heath. And Lime going to go for that run back pretty much immediately. Back onto Smashville. And Lime also going for Peach actually, so. But Lime mostly does play Peach. Not too surprising that Lime would go with this character. And Lime landing in front of Sheik a few times, that's just going to get Lime grabbed. And however, Mr. Heath is going to need to be careful with taking to these short hops, because if Lime catches onto that, that could lead to some Peach aerials that can just go right through. Especially as Peach has both a forward air and a down air, the latter of which is multi-hit. Former of which just has insane priority and just hits like a truck. But Mr. Heath's putting on some nice momentum at the moment. And unfortunately, Lime not getting back onto the stage there. He's going to drop that stock pretty early. And once again, Mr. Heath is going to be at a very large lead at the moment. So different matchup, but the result is not looking too different at the moment. And very nice grab by Lime there. And for there, that is going to do it, and this matchup actually a lot closer than game one was. As Lime did a pretty good job at not letting this round spiral out of control like he did the last one. And Mr. Heath is actually pretty careful about just not getting hit at all, sitting on that 6% for a pretty long time, and not really doing a whole lot of damage to the line, but he is slowly chipping away at this percent, and it's just adding up. And finally, Lime gets a grab in the setup going to put on a little bit of damage. And Lime is going to be pretty content with sitting on the platform for now, just trying to get turnips. However, Mr. Heath's bouncy fish is just going to catch him a little bit off guard there. Did not seem that Lime was ready for that one. And I feel like for that charged forward smash there, or slightly charged, Mr. Heath did have the right read, but he did not have the right execution on that. Up air going to connect, not quite enough just yet. And Lime has been attacking into Mr. Heath's shield quite a bit. And very nice decision by Mr. Heath to roll behind Peach doing that forward air, because that does have shield poke potential on it. And Lime slowly bringing this back to a much closer match, as either catcher could kill with a pretty solid move right now. And forward air actually going to connect. Lime's going to take game 2 over Mr. Heath. So now if I'm Mr. Heath here, I'm not sure if I really want to go with that run back. Because Lime has shown that with the character change, he can very well get back at Mr. Heath even after Mr. Heath has that the kind of lead that he did in game 2. So Battlefield going to game 3, same characters. Mr. Heath going to be pretty content with sticking with Shik here. Mr. Heath actually off the stage and out of his double jump. That's something a little bit of danger there, but able to get out of it. So overall, pretty fine. And one thing Mr. Heath really needs to do as he's trying to edge guard Lime is he needs to be aware that Peach's up B is going to go through the platform. So either keep his distance from it or shield it. But Mr. Heath actually making the most of the opportunities that he's getting right now, as he picks up momentum against Lime and a pretty solid percent lead at the moment. And Lime actually had a pretty difficult time actually getting that grab on Mr. Heath, as Mr. Heath ducked under those. But up air, not quite enough.
Here's what happened. He goes for the down B, you're already at 60%. Here's the blast zone.
And then turn him into the dash attack. A lot of that got shielded, but Mr. Heath had dropped his shield before the dash attack went off. I don't think he was even considering that Lime was going to go dash attack, so Lime's like, you don't think I'm going to do it, so I'm going to do it. Very nice spacing by Lime to respond to that bouncy fish. Just running right away from it, then running back in on the bouncy fish lag to get that grab. But Mr. Heath got a little bit antsy to land up smash. Forward tilt almost actually takes him out over the top. But at the moment now, this is just like more rage for Peach, as that dash attack was very close to actually taking out Mr. Heath's first stock. Back air will do it though. And that was pretty much the last thing Mr. Heath wanted to do after having that 10% lead that he did at roughly 60% differential, and he drops the first stock. That was before Lime ended up at pretty much max rage. And Lime is very much aware that Mr. Heath is going to be going for these kill options, so he's doing whatever he can to just avoid them. But Mr. Heath getting punished on his stage landings. And he's just struggling to get this kill. And that was yet another up B that Mr. Heath just did not shield or move away from. Forward tilt actually going to do it. Finally, Peach being at 197 as she went off the top there. Sheik being at 66%, and Mr. Heath is going to have his work cut out for him. This is a very interesting string by Mr. Heath to get those forward airs into the vanish. And just get back onto the stage right like that. Now the percent differentiation is much smaller now, almost even. Ooh, but unfortunately, Mr. Heath doing the up B and landing right in front of Lime, and all that does is allow Lime to just hit Mr. Heath really hard, get him out, and take the set. And Mr. Heath just really needed to grab the ledge there, but on neither of those occasions